Today's one of those all or nothing videos where I might find the species that I'm looking for in particular, or I might not. The force for finding it are an extremely mild temperature. In fact, today is forecasted to be the warmest New Year's Eve on record, and on the way here it was certainly measuring at 14.5 centigrade, which is more than warm enough to encourage today's quarry to be out and about. The against factors: it's New Year's Eve and not February or early March. We'll see which one wins. Well, if you didn't realise, the species of course is the oil beetle, which is a large beetle, normally out from the end of February depending on how mild it is, but more often from around mid-March. This is where it lives, although not so much down this track now, but over there and off this track along another track. But I'm going to start my search over there. Although it's only New Year's Eve, the incredible mild temperatures of today lead me to suspect that maybe one could have surfaced even at this early date. This is a long shot, of course, an extremely long shot, but there's been a couple of, well, 2 or 3 days of very mild temperatures that have been more than mild enough to encourage oil beetles to be out. Well, no joy at this first bit, so it's a case of a slow walk down here now, and where the trees come closest either side of the path, from there onwards is often the warm spots, and that's where early oil beetles also tend to tuck themselves in. Now, first oil beetles out aren't usually particularly active, and they tend to just sit in the grass or in the vegetation, and they are difficult to see. Let's just hope that there is one to see and to look for. But this whole adventure is an incredible long shot. You just never know. And of course, it's the old adage, if you don't go out and look, you don't find, and you don't see, and ultimately you don't know. Look at this for a fungus. That's a stonker, isn't it? Beautiful. Pure orange at the front and then going into yellow. A real golden yellow, and it's on the end of a fairly thin branch of an oak on Budby South Forest, but it's an absolute beauty. I can't remember the name of the species, but yellow brain fungus comes to mind, but I could be wrong. And then when the sun catches it, look how beautiful it is when the sun catches it. Gorgeous, isn't it? How many of you have seen a fungus like that? Hopefully not between your toes. This is the most mild New Year's Eve on record, apparently. At least that's what they were expecting. And on my arrival here at Budby South Forest an hour ago, the temperature gauge was already on 14.5 centigrade. And the sun, although it is low in the sky, there's some warmth in it. Mild days, or extremely mild days like these in December, or any time, December through to January, are rare. And you need to make the most of them, especially if you don't like the winter. But as I've said before, winters aren't winters anymore. Sometimes winters can be an accumulation of seasons all rolled into one. And this is the 4th or 5th mild day that we've had, and there's still a couple more still to come. And the weather, being the weather, will even itself out, and during January, February and March we're extremely likely to have periods of cold weather. Whether we get any snow, don't know. Who knows? But periods of weather like this are great for breaking the winter up. We had a bit of snow for about a day a couple of weeks ago. That went. It was just sort of December-ish then. Now it's gone really mild. And here we are on New Year's Eve, on the verge of another year. Spring isn't far away. And as I sit here on Budby South Forest among this grass, enjoying the warmth of that sun, there are insects flying about. There's a number of Aphodius prodromus that are taken to the wing. It's just a glorious day. You won't get many December days like this in your lifetime. So make sure you get out and experience it. Winters all aren't just cold and gloomy. A winter's day like this is absolutely beautiful. And indeed, today is more like late March than late December.